Open my- Yep. Okay. So Marquise Robinson, aka Real Estate Robinson. Thank you so much for talking with me tonight on the Lois Lane experience. Of course, this is an experience of all things relationship and dating. So
Mm-hmm.
the platform is basically for us to express whatever we feel in regards to opinions, things we. It's a huge echo. Maybe it's not. Let me see.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you for having me on. Number one, thank you for having me on, giving me the opportunity.
Yeah. Of course, of course. We've been talking for a minute about trying to figure out when it's a good time to talk about this because
Right.
it's so important, especially in Atlanta. And we have a pool. It's like a huge, I ain't even gonna say a pool, ocean full of opportunities when it comes to dating and business and all this and stuff. Everything is just at our feet, and it's so many options. There's so many things going on. That's one of the reasons why we want to talk about dating as entrepreneurs, like the ups, the downs, the
Yeah.
challenges, and things like that. So I'll start out with asking you first, what are some of the challenges for you dating now as being so focused on your business and growing your business? Like, what are some of the challenges that you face?
I mean, number one, it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice because I mean, even before I got deep into the real estate investing, I went and got saved. A lot of people don't know this. I'm not saying I was out doing drugs and killing people, none of that type of stuff, but I kind of felt as if I was really going to go on this investing and entrepreneurship journey, 100% all in, I needed to get saved, number one, and rebuild my mindset from some of the things I was taught growing up, like, oh, get a great job and work your way up the corporate ladder and, get married at an early age and have kids and have a house by now and the same stuff that our parents teach us, and they don't mean any harm by it. They
Right.
just we do better. So I didn't really want that. I felt as if I'm a capitalist. You know what I mean? I felt as if this is how I kind of view America, and some people may view it differently. I see things where if you're poor, they have programs in place for you, like Section 8 and all that type of stuff. But if you're middle class, they don't really have anything for you. So I'd rather go all in with my business and get wealthy because they get all the tax breaks and things like that.
Right.
That's on that. But some of the challenges are sacrifice, man. Like I'm here tonight, doing this with you. I know friends, they're out taking shots. My office is actually, if you can see across the street from the Braves Stadium over here at the Battery. So it's
Okay.
never entertainment out there, but I'm in here focused, working on my business, And, some of the challenges are just sacrifice, being self-discipline as well, because there's so many times where you get tempted to go out and hang out, get lit, turn up, but then Saturday you wake up with a hangover and then you kind of like unproductive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that, and I'll probably say another challenge is just being really, really mindful of what type of women you're attracting. And I think a lot of guys, when they start to see some type of success, they don't really pay attention to that type of stuff. Because I kind of feel like you start to attract different women. And for women too, you start to attract different type of guys, of course, I'm sure.
Of course. So when you say attract a certain type of woman, what do you mean?
So I feel as if it's twofold. Like I feel as if when you start to become successful, people are starting to pay more attention to you. You may start to attract women that were looking your way 6 months ago when they didn't know you were doing 6 figures a month, or they didn't know you were doing like 10, 15 grand, 20 grand, $1,000 deals and things. So you start to get chicks that may wave or like a picture more, or you like, okay, where'd you come from?
Right.
But on the flip side of that, I kind of feel like if you're a strong-minded male, number one would go back to me getting saved as well. I went and got saved, and I'm focused on my business, and I have self-discipline. When you have that self-discipline, you do also attract the type of women, quote unquote, with their stuff together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you start to attract that as well. But I wouldn't even say you start to attract that. You start to I guess subconsciously look for that. You get what I'm saying? Like you start to be like, okay, nah, I'm kind of interested in Courtney because I see what she has going on. You know what I mean? She's a broker here in Atlanta. She has a business doing this, things like so. You start, I think, and that's a plus with it as well. So a negative may be you start to attract women that may be interested in what you are capable of doing or what you have per se. Then you also mentally you start to get attracted to women who also have things going on. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it's kind of like a gift and a curse, if you will. But it goes back to as a male, you got to have self discipline and understand what your goal is. I think.
Right. And to go back to how you started, first, congratulations on your walk with Christ. Second, discipline is definitely key, I think, when it comes to any type of venture you go into as an adult, as a responsible adult. You have to have some sort of discipline, whether you're financially planning, whether you're planning for a family, whether you're planning for your business, whatever opportunity presents itself, you have to have some form of discipline. A lot of times I've noticed, as well as you have, the more you're out there, the more your face is known in the public and they see the things that you have going on. That is what attracts the more attention. You know, it comes very rapidly and it's like, whoa, where did all this come from all of a sudden? But I think it's more so, especially with men. Women, we look at it as a lot of men don't really have a lot to, especially from experience. A lot of men are not where they should be. And I'm not saying that that's like just black men. I'm just saying population wise, like from talking to peers and talking to women who are still dating, who are single. It's like we get into a situation and it appears to be, because you know in Atlanta it's a whole bunch of you know, everybody got this facade like they doing it, and then you know when you really get into it, they ain't really doing it. So we run into this a lot when it comes to the facade and just putting on for whatever reason, and it's like, whoa, you're
and you know, and I didn't mean to cut you off. You know, Miss Elo, that goes back to as a male, you being secure in who you are. You get what I'm saying? Like if you know who you are, bro, and if you're used to, I guess either attracting women or you're comfortable and you have the confidence in yourself, no matter what you have on, no matter what you drive, then I really feel as if you won't have to fake it like that. You know what I mean? Like, and if you have to do all that to attract a male or female, then that person may not be the person for you anyway.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that I always, I don't know, it's so frustrating because it's like, why you just can't be yourself up front? Like whatever you have going on or whatever you don't have, why is that such a problem? If it's something that you really want, like just say what it is or what it's not. Like I don't know. It's always I'm telling you, like the first 90 days is really key. It's literally like probation, like a job. Like you don't find out that person in the first 90 days of anything, even things that you can tolerate or you may think are minor or major or whatever. If you don't find that out in the first 90 days, it will become a huge problem. Like I had to learn that by experience. Like nobody taught me, like, sit your ass down for 90 days and make sure you get to know this person. Nobody taught me that. Like I had to learn that by experience. And it's like, wow, it really works that way. Like after 2 to 3 months, the joker can't be consistent. Like if they don't have discipline, if they're not honest in who they are as a person, they really won't be who they said they were once all the dust settles. Like seriously, and women too. But when it comes to my experience from dating and then not even, like, I'm very, very timid in regards to dating in Atlanta. Like I can probably count on one finger where I actually
been in a serious relationship.
Okay, I'm going to try this thing out. Like there's no, like I'm so I don't know. And it's not even just Atlanta. It's everywhere
true.
because I'm here. I see it. I hear it. I feel it.
Yeah.
All of that. So one of my challenges would be when guys see what I have going on. That's what tends to draw them, but it's more so a competition. It's not even like, a support. It's more so, oh, you got this going on. Okay, I got this going on. And then it's like, okay, well, congratulations. Like,
Right.
it's not a competition when it comes to dating. Like, if you got a bag, I got a bag, or we trying to get a bag, or whatever.
Bring the bag together.
It should be like, okay, this is what you got going on. This is what I got going on. And if we like each other, if we want to date, if we want to move things further, it should be that simple. But
I
then
think
people don't make stuff simple no more.
yeah,
Like,
it goes back. I think, man, this is with men and women because I've dated chicks where it's almost like they're trying to compete,
right,
It's like and it goes back this way. It goes back to ego number one with people. That's really what it is, ego, and then it's people suffering from the scarcity mindset. If you have an abundance mindset, meaning it's plenty of money and opportunity and opportunities for people, whatever it may be, opportunity and money out for everybody, then you will add value and bring something to the table with that person as opposed to trying to compete and make sure, okay, you're getting all the shine, this person is getting all the shine. That doesn't really matter at the end of the day. You get what I'm saying?
right.
I think it's an ego and mindset thing with a lot of people. That's really what's going on.
Yeah. And then another challenge of what I see is time. Like me, I am so, like, I'm a Libra, so most times I'm pretty balanced. But if I am craving that attention, I need that attention. Like, I don't want to hear okay, I gotta cancel, or maybe next week, or like maybe in like a few days. Like me, if we're dating, if we're really interested in each other, it takes me, like, seriously. I don't, an hour or two out your day, it won't be bad. You get what, 300 something hours a week? I don't know.
Right.
But if you're seriously talking about dating and you are courting a person, the timing should be appropriate. I'm not saying we should be spending all of our time because we have business to run, we have things that we're doing. But if we're trying to get to know one another, if we're trying to grow, or if we're trying to advance to the next level or whatever, I need some time. Like that's my, if I feel, or if I'm shut down like the first time, even if I give it a second time, I'm like, all right, that ain't gonna work. Like I'm not one to be put on burner. I understand what it is to be busy, but I also understand what it is to make time for the things that you want to do and for people you want to have, want to spend your time with. Because everybody does that. I don't care who they is. Who they say, if it's something you really want to do, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna do it.
Absolutely.
So if you dating me and you don't make time for me, you really don't want to date me. That's how I'm gonna take it. Like I don't understand why it's that difficult if you're courting me, or you're saying, oh, I like you, or I want to do this, I want to take you here, I want to take you there, I want to do this. But then when it comes to it, it's like it's a second thought, or I forgot, or I ain't had time, or those kind of responses.
Right. I think this is another thing, a theme that I see with a lot of people. A lot of people they try to date when your finances are not in order, your life is not in order, your business is not in order. I think a lot of people don't take the time to really find out who they are first before they start approaching someone trying to date, because I feel like you're cheating that person.
Right.
You're wasting their time, because if you're a guy who don't have yourself together, I don't really feel like dating should be at the top of your list. You know what I'm saying? Get your finances in order. Figure out who you are. Because I don't think a lot of people know who they are. Like, I don't think a lot of people know, and you see this all the time on the internet, like your love language or whatever that may be. Like, I don't think a lot of people know what their love language is. Like, what don't you like when you're dating someone? What's what's something that really makes you smile when you're dating someone? It could be something as a voice message instead of a text message. You know what I mean? That's something I do. Flowers or whatever it may be. It's like those simple type of things. I don't even think people know that type of stuff about themselves, but you want to go out here and date and expect somebody to love you and care about you, and you don't even know yourself.
Right, exactly. And it's so funny if you bring up the love languages, because I think everybody has a bit of everything. It's just what you prefer over the next.
Yeah.
Because I'm more physical touch, quality time. I like gifts. I rarely receive gifts, but I guess because I don't push for gifts, I don't know. Maybe I need to become a city girl. I don't know. But I mean, it's so hard, because when you're of a certain level in life, in a certain maturity in age, and you're just done with the games, you're done with all the lies, you're just done. And it's like you try to take someone serious, and then here go the games again. It's like, when does it end? When do the games really end? Like,
and I think one thing with me, like I'm very patient. Like I'm patient and I'm picky. Like when I say picky, not as in old red bold and all the thick and long. No. I want to know what your mind is like. That's really what's gonna really stand out to me. Like, what do you do in your spare time? Do you spend money every weekend going out? That lets me know you may be bad with money.
Right.
I'm great with money. You know that. So that means we may not work, because I'm not gonna tell you to stop what you're doing, but understand this: I'm focused on building wealth. That's my thing. And I know it's gonna take some sacrifice. So I'm looking for someone who understands that and wants to build with me. Right. So I think that, and I just turned 30 in March, so I think that's a struggle with my generation.
Across the bridge.
Right? So I think that's a struggle with my generation, because most people my age, they're still going out, smoke hoop every weekend, don't really know what they want to do. They're at a job they hate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm at a point where I'm living in my purpose and things like that. And it's like, I don't know, man. I mean, and I think even going back to what you were saying with the dating part, is like when you're dating an entrepreneur, you have to understand they don't know when they're gonna get paid next for the most part. You know what I'm saying? So they have to go all in and really, really make it happen. Mm-hmm. And I think even with a lot of ladies, this is just a free game to me. To a lot of ladies, if you're interested in someone and they're an entrepreneur, I mean, like the guy post, share the guy post. If he's selling tacos, tell someone.
I don't even want to hear that, because I do all of that. Like I support pretty much everybody I follow. Like seriously, I repost, and if it's somebody that I'm really interested in, I'll repost. I probably overlike posts. Like that's just because that's who I am. Like I'm really supportive, and then if it's somebody that I deem special, I'm definitely gonna support. But that shit don't work.
I disagree. If it's the right person, it's going to stand out.
Well, see, that's what I'm getting to. Like, is when do the games end? Like, it could be somebody after me for months, right? And then I finally be like, okay, fine, I'm gonna give you some time. What's up? And then it's like all the energy just start trickling down to nothing, and it's like, so it's like, who do you take serious? Because I mean, I done dated broke, I done dated entrepreneurs, I done dated, like, it's at a point where it's like, well, damn, I mean, I might as well just be by myself, and just because me and some friends, it's like, okay, I'm gonna tell you what is the funny part about it, though. A lot of younger guys seem to be a little bit more serious about older women, and I don't understand why. Mm-hmm. And I get one aspect. They say that younger women mindset are not really on a stable type. They want to party, they want to spend money, this and that. I mean, we want to party, we want to spend money, but we got responsibilities, okay? Right. Like, we are responsible. We have things that we know that we need to do. But at the same time, we like to be pampered. We like to be spoiled, stuff like that. But I see it more so from younger guys. Like I literally have to just be like, like seriously.
How old are you? Let me see ID. Let me see ID.
You know my age, but
Right.
yeah, I get a lot of energy from from the younger crowd. The older ones, not so much unless it's like creepers. But
I think it's, I mean, it's weird where society is right now. Like I think like younger guys, like you saying, they're looking at older women or maybe attracted to older women. I think because stability, number one, more than likely, she understands credit. Like you'll be surprised how many chicks my age have bad credit. Like you'll be surprised how many, and they don't understand the importance of it. So I think an older woman, I think a lot of guys are like, okay, she probably has good credit. Not that he needs your credit, but the fact that you understand it, the importance of it. She probably has her own house. That means she understands that the power in that as well. Probably stayed, more likely been in her job, in her career, and things like that. And I mean, I think possibly with an older woman, she may know how to take care of a guy. When I say take care of a guy, not pay his bills and not wash his clothes. No, make the guy be comfortable and be his peace, quote unquote, after a long day. Because I kind of feel like a lot of women in my age bracket, they still is kind of like they don't quite understand the part about, okay, have you thought about what he's been through all day? When you're coming to him, piling so much on him, you know what I'm saying, and that type of stuff. So I think more than, and last but not least, maturity. that's another thing. Now again, that doesn't mean age equals maturity, because I'm pretty sure you know some immature people around your age too. So you know what I'm saying. But I think those are a few things: stability and maturity for sure.
yeah, like you said, it's on both sides, men and women. It don't matter what age. Maturity happens when it happens for some
I
people.
agree.
Unfortunately, we have to find out the hard way because people are not really upfront about a lot of stuff. But at the same time, and I want to say this because we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. And nobody's in a place where they've made it to their top goal or whatever they've set out in life. So as entrepreneurs striving to make this legacy, as well as bring someone along for the ride in hopes of a lasting partnership, is there room for growth for someone? Because like you said, if it's somebody who don't understand money management for you, is there room for growth? If it's somebody that you really dig, or if it's just,
I mean, me, and this is just me. This is me. I'm speaking on me, like on my behalf. Yeah, I definitely agree. I believe there's room for growth, but are you willing to grow? Are you willing to grow, or are you going to let your ego get involved and say, I don't want to listen to what he has to say. I'll just get the same information from someone else.
right?
You know what I'm saying? Because I really believe in, if I'm with you, I'm going to pour into you. Now, if we break up 6 months later and you go off to be a millionaire yourself, hey, it is what it is. But I'm the type of person, if I know I'm with you and I'm like, hey, okay, this may benefit you. Let me put her on game because I want to see her grow as well. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But a lot of people, they know stuff, but they'll hold it back. And I've dated someone like that. That's why I kind of changed my mindset, because I remember dating a female. I was working a regular job right out of college. She was working on a master's degree. You know what I mean? She was making plays. And it was like, damn, we've been together so long. She never said to me, and again, this was not her place to do that. And I'm not saying she was supposed to, but she never said to me, hey, have you thought about getting your master's degree and getting into a program to really use your degree? Because I wasn't using my degree. I was just, after college, I was just working a regular job, getting some money.
Right.
And I kind of sat back and thought about it after we broke up, like, damn, she went and got a master's degree, all that, and just left me here to rot, quote unquote. Again, it's not her job description to do that. As a man, you got to look in the mirror and say, okay, I'm not striving to be the best version of me. But I thought about it. I'm like, I'll never be like that. So if I'm dating somebody, I'm pouring into you. Hey, I got a guy that fixes credit. Hey, I got a guy that maybe will help you get a house. hey, I have someone that has some connections in the entertainment business. You get what I'm saying?
Right. And that's the point that I was getting to. How vested would you be in that person? Because me personally, I like growth. I like when someone shows me something new, or shows me a better way of doing things, because it's all about innovation. It's all about doing things a better way for it to work. Like, the ultimate goal is for it to work for you. So,
Right.
and I'm always trying to give information as well to people who seemingly want it. But a lot of times I hear that younger women are not as receptive to information that are given to them. And I'm not sure why, because I guess I'm of a different generation. I work. That's what I need to do. Oh, okay. Like, I'm taking notes. I'm doing whatever. Like, so.
I definitely agree with that. I think I think that goes back to their upbringing. You know what I'm saying? I think that is a problem in my opinion. I think a lot of young ladies in my age group, they don't listen. Not all, but a lot, in my opinion. Not all, but a lot. I don't think a lot of them listen. Maybe it may be going back to, I don't know, their upbringing. I don't know what their upbringing may have been. You know, everybody upbringing was different. So again, that's why I can't say all. I think it goes back to the upbringing, because I mean, I gave people recommendations, and you know, they don't implement it. 6 months later, someone else says the same thing, and they're like, "Oh, I'm really going to do that," and I'm like, "Told you that 6 months ago. Imagine where you would be." But again,
Right.
all I can do is give the game to you. But I also believe, when you're invested, I believe that person should be invested in you as well. I strongly believe in both people should be bringing value, or like they say, both people should be bringing something to the table. So however the quote go, you know what I'm saying? So I really believe in it. Like, and I think as a male like me, I'm very observant of that. Like, okay, I'm dating this person. What type of value are they bringing to the table? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's the beauty.
I think that goes back to what they actually value in life. Like,
I like that. I like that.
if you pay attention to what they occupy their time with, you'll kind of see what they value. So even if they're dating you, there should be some inclination of, oh, this is what they're into, or that's what they're into, versus, I wonder what they're doing out there. I wonder what, like, you can kind of see, you can kind of go, like, what I did. I started doing this as an entertainer and as an actor, and just for people to understand my vulnerability to social media and stuff, I started posting more in my stories, just kind of different things, that so people can know that I'm human, that I'm real, that I think like regular people. Like, I'm not just gonna post pretty pictures, or I'm not just gonna post funny videos. Like, I have a regular life like everybody else.
Right.
I think about how I want to be treated by a man. I think about how I used to be treated like a man. So I'm going to relate more to that type of audience. Or if there's something going on like Black Lives Matter or different things, I'm going to experience it with the world, and I want them to see. So a lot of times people can kind of see or understand me through that manner, because I'm very vulnerable when it comes to that, because I don't want them to be like, oh, she's just this poster project, and then you don't know who she is. No, I'm pretty silly. I'm a woman. I do womanly things. I like men, so I'm going to talk about men. I'm going to talk about things that are relatable to my life. So I think if we pay attention to a lot of stuff when it comes to dating a person, we can kind of gather what they value. Like, I value support. I value good energy. I value moving to the next level. I value whatever success. I value education. I don't care if it's online certification. I don't care if you're going to HBCU, whatever it is that's going to push you to the next level. Like, be supportive. I am so strong right now on just Black women supporting each other and being of some importance, because it just seems like we forget as a culture. We forget to uplift our own women.
I
So
agree.
that's one of the things that I try to do daily as well. So it's a lot of, if we pay attention to the person and understand what's going on, and that's just me talking about social media, but outside of that, if you're spending time, quality time with a person, you should understand or see what they value. And then
Right.
kind of tell you if they're going to pour into the relationship. Because if they're not pouring into themselves, then they're not going to be able to give you anything.
I agree. I like that. I definitely agree with that. And another thing I want to add on to that as well, like do their values and morals match yours? I think what happens with a lot of men and women is, okay, they get so caught up in the physical.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, this guy has a nice beard, or he tall, he dark skinned, whatever it may be that you like. She light skinned, she cute, she got nice eyes, whatever it may be. Okay, but what about this though? What about their mind? What about their head? What's their family background? You know what I'm saying? What's their family background? How were they raised and things like, do they believe in going to church like you believe in going to church?
Right.
Are they into fitness like you're into fitness? Do they smoke and you hate being around smoke? Like,
That's a good one.
I don't think people really take time to really observe that with a person, not necessarily judge, but say, okay, that don't work for me. Like I know it's some things I have that may be some non-negotiables. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really big on family. Not saying you need to be as big on family as I am, but that's important to me. Like, I talk, and if I'm dating a woman, things that pop in my head is this: I have 3 sisters and I have a mom.
Mm-hmm.
Will my sisters and my mom get along with you? Not, they don't have to love you because that's for me, but will they rock with you like that? You know what I'm saying? Because I know that they're not gonna necessarily say it, but I can tell by their energy when you come around, they're gonna be like,
Nah.
yeah, bro.
You
You know what I'm saying? So I just know that, and that's big to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. When it comes to just understanding morals and things like that, yeah, one, I would probably be more comfortable with an atheist versus someone who has another religion, because it's so hard to get into a situation where you have 2 completely different beliefs. I'd rather you believe nothing than for us to have strong conflicting beliefs when it comes to that. And that's just me. Some people live with it, but that's just me and my beliefs. 2, family values. That's important, because whether you want to have kids or not, how many kids, like, those things are gonna come up eventually. So you have to be able to be like, okay, how are you with big families? How are you with small families? Like you said, are you gonna be able to come around my family and at least have a mutual respect, or is it going to be some chaos? How are you in public? Are you ratchet? Are you classy? Like, it's certain things that you really have to look at when it comes to, because the exterior, it can only go so far.
Right.
That's with men or women. Like,
I agree, and a lot of people, they overlook that, and then they wonder. 3 months, like you said, when they make it past the 90-day probation period, this guy is terrible. He just has a nice beard. Or this chick, she's terrible. She's cute.
Yeah.
You wasted 3 months of your time when
it don't be about it be about sex. That's all.
It be about the sex. But I'm gonna go even deeper. It may not even be about the sex. It just may be about some people do not like being alone.
That's true. That's very true.
They have to have company.
I'm gonna tell you, I would rather be alone than to be in the drama and the hell that I used to be in. Like, there's no peace in that. Like, listen, just leave me alone. Like, I'm keep all of whatever you got going on, whatever it's at, and just leave me alone. Like, 9 times out of 10, if you ignore all the red flags that have come your way, it's about sex, or you just don't want to be by yourself and you want to be able to say you have somebody or you with somebody.
And that's something that people don't talk about as well. A lot of people are afraid to be alone. Mm-hmm. They just have to be with somebody, and they jump from relationship to relationship. Because think about it, if it was the sex, you're gonna jump from having sex with this many people, or if it's something with you and attention. And that's another thing, attention. I feel like a lot of people have attention problems as well. Like they want attention so much to the point where it's like, okay, you'll sell your soul for attention. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I see. A lot of people don't talk about it, but a lot of people, they don't like being alone. Like I live by myself, but a lot of people like, yo, you don't have any roommates? No, I'm comfortable being by myself. If I want to hang out, I call one of my frat brothers or whatever. We go out and get a drink, and I'm going back home. You know, like I don't need to be around people like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I'm an extrovert, but at the same time, I'm okay. I'm secure with who I am.
Right.
And that's the problem. I be with somebody. And you probably, I know you see it with Facebook all over. You like, Shanika got another boyfriend, or Damien, he got another girlfriend. He got a girlfriend every quarter, bro.
Yeah. Dating right now is definitely, especially before, during, and after quarantine, it's a mess, just like the pandemic. Like it's, I can't. I don't have a good enough foundation for trust to where I can at least believe someone for face value. Like that's sad to say, but it's the reality of my experience. Like people have literally and I'm gonna tell you the number one lie of all lies are, I'm not like everyone else. No, that means you are probably king or king. like why even say that when you know it's not true? Like I'm just like, I get that all the time. I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go again. You just like the rest of them. No, I'm not. I'm gonna show you. I'll prove it. I'm this, I'm that, and it just goes all the way back to the games. And it's like, oh, it's just so exhausting to even try to even give somebody some time, energy. I'm a very positive person, and I don't like my energy to be wasted or drained on just some BS. Like I am really serious about life. I love people. I'm a very fun, energetic person. But you get me in that place, and I'm just like, oh my God, just leave me alone right now, please. Like I don't. And if it's not something that's going to be long lasting,
right,
I don't even really want to entertain it at this time. It's just like, it's just a waste. I can't get time back. I can get money back. I can't get time back. And time is my most valuable commodity. And I can't keep wasting it. And people don't understand that. I don't care who it is. I don't care what they've said. They just do not respect people's time. Like how what kind of challenges have you had with just trying to engage in something and then it's like, well, that was a waste?
I think it's been times, I mean, just in the past where you're kind of like, okay, you may converse with the person, you like, this ain't it, because I think like with me, like I'm like you with entrepreneurship, like my time is so valuable to me. Like I break my day out hour by hour by hour, so it's like it's hard for me to make time for you if I don't really see the value. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, what value are you bringing? You know what I mean? So I think, what was the question again? Because I was going off on a tangent. My bad. I'm thinking about.
No, you're What type of challenges have you had with people just wasting your time? Like,
okay. So plenty. Like, okay, like people. This is a misconception that a lot of people have when they're either conversing with an entrepreneur, or this is even with family in the past. Like people think because you're an entrepreneur, you can just talk on the phone all day.
Right.
In the middle of the day, all day. You know what I'm saying? You just stop what you're doing
and get on the phone, right?
It's like I'm not being rude, but from 6 a.m. to such and such, I've already wrote this down on my calendar. And as an entrepreneur, you want to check it off your list. It's an ego thing somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I know I said I was gonna go to the gym at 6. I did that shit. You know what I'm saying? I know I was gonna call Mr. Johnson back and get him to sell me the property at 9 a.m. I did that shit. So it's kind of like I don't have my lunch break may not be at 12 to 12:30 like yours is. You know what I mean? As my shit, you never know. So I think that's a challenge. People not understanding and just being mindful of with entrepreneurship. We treat our time differently.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't say, oh, I'm on lunch break. What's up?
Right.
Oh, you heard about what's on the shade room? I don't really have time to study what's going on the shade room because, as you know, with entrepreneurship, the mind is so fragile. You know what I'm saying? Like if you hear some bad news, it might mess your whole day.
It would definitely halter your day.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's a challenge that I face with people, like even with family. You heard about such and such? He got arrested for this. I'm like, oh man, you know. Or I done had male friends call me with women problems. Man, let me tell you about this chick. Bro, let me call you back. You know what I mean? Right. It's 8 a.m. in the morning, and I have a lot of stuff on my agenda today. So
you know what
people not understanding, and it's not in a rude. They're not being mean. They're in the 9 to 5 mindset. So they think it's 12:30. I can call this person and we can talk all day because you lunch break and you know you're gonna get paid this Friday or next Friday. We don't know. I got to go out here and get it.
Right.
So I think people just not being mindful of your time and the fact that you work on a different schedule, and you know people just. That's probably the biggest thing. People not being mindful of your time and just not being mindful of what they bring to you, what type of information they bring you.
Right. I was gonna say, with entrepreneurship, time there is no 9 to 5. There is no 9 to 9. It's whenever you feel like you've done enough for your business for that day. If I'm dating an entrepreneur, they won't hear from me. Like my expectation is if I'm that important, you're going to make time and then I'll hear from you. I'm not going to bog you down because you're busy. I'm busy. If we talk 2:00 in the morning, that's fine because I know that you've been working. If we talk at 12 in the afternoon, that's fine. But it's not a set time. Like I used to work 9 to 5. So I understand how that thinking works. And trying to change from a 9 to 5 to a pretty much all day nonstop working on so much stuff. Like I got my lipstick line out. I'm doing my podcast. I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna revamp my actual radio show. I'm doing acting. I'm writing. I'm producing. Like I'm making time to do certain things. I'm working out. I'm trying to sell health items and stuff like it's so many things that's within my day that I know that if it's someone who's serious about their business, I am going to respect that time as well. So if it's someone who truly understands time and how you value it, especially for your business, they'll understand. They won't feel like, oh, I haven't heard from you, or you're supposed to call me at such a time. Like what I started doing, I put my phone, iPhone, you could turn the alerts off. Right. I hit all the alerts off who I know I'm gonna hear from between a certain time. Like I don't want no text. If I need to turn my phone on silent or turn it off on do not disturb, I know how to do that too. So I can focus on certain things, because when it comes to, you don't know where your next dollar is coming from, you really have to find ways to be lucrative, ways to be productive, and keep stuff flowing. Like 9 to 5, it's a check gonna get direct deposited on Friday or the next.
You have to find a way to stay creative and working on that next product or that next idea as well. And I think another thing too with people that work like a regular job, they think, oh, it's the weekend. No, it's just another day to me. Like Saturday is just another day in the entrepreneurship world. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't hate it. It's another day. It's another day to put on and shine and go get to the money.
Yeah.
But I think people with the 9 to 5, and this is not me bashing them, it's just a different mindset when you're an entrepreneur, because you don't look at the days the same. You're like, okay, it's Sunday. You know what I could be doing today? I could be researching how to get better at my craft.
Right.
A lot of people, oh, you want to come to brunch? No, I'm building a company.
Right.
I'm building a company right now. So I definitely agree with that. I do agree. You have to keep working. You have to keep working, and it's just part of the business right now. It's where you are in the cycle. But another thing I think a lot of people don't understand is, okay, you have to be mindful when you're dating an entrepreneur. Understand how they are with time, but when it takes off, where you gonna be? You're gonna be right there like, I was there since day one. You know what I'm saying? That's part of it though. If you want to be rewarded, quote unquote, on the back end, you got to understand it's a process. This is part of the process. You know what I'm saying? Now, when I say reward, it don't mean a new car or whatever. No, it just means when this person finally does make it, and you were there and you were understanding, if they are secure in who they are, you'll be rewarded, whatever that means. You know what I'm saying?
There's two things I wanted to say off that. One, I think one of the things that are conflicting is we don't really know, even if you go through that process, that you'll still be there once that person make it. Like, you can still hold them down and be understanding, and then they still leave your ass. You can be like, all right.
You see it all the time, but I think it goes back to this. You having the faith that you know you did what you're supposed to do, the great person that you were the whole time, and that person being secure in who they are. It goes back. I really feel like those two are important. You have to think of who you are and say, okay, I know I was nothing but solid. You know what I'm saying? And this person having the they're secure in who they are, and they won't change up when they finally do hit. You know what I'm saying? And that does happen a lot. So I definitely also, it's a risk.
Yeah.
Everything's a risk. Think about it. You could be dating somebody tomorrow. That's the risk. You don't know if they got a girlfriend or boy or whatever they got going on. You don't know. So it's all a risk. But again, that's entrepreneurship talking. Yeah. Everything is a risk. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a risk. So it's a risk. A guy walk up to you and say, "Hey, that's a nice shirt." You might be like, "I hate this shirt. My ex bought this shirt." You know what I'm saying? Now you're like, "Man, I should have said that." It's a risk.
Yeah. The second part of that is, when do you feel is actually an appropriate time to make time for someone while you're in the process of growing your business or getting to a place to where, because at some point you're going to think about, okay, now I'm ready to start a family. While my business is not at 5 million yet, I'm ready to start a family. Like, when do you feel it's going to be the appropriate time to give out of your day-to-day?
Okay. Starting off, I feel like, because this is something I had to go through. Starting off, I really feel like you should not, if you're not already dating someone, let's say you start the business off, you're single, you start the business, you should not have time to date.
Right.
You should be focused 100% on building that business and growing that business.
Right.
Now, if you were dating somebody ahead of time, I would probably say, whatever made that person happy, sit down and have that conversation like, hey, with me starting this new business, I may not be as available to do this, and this like we used to, but I'm going to make time for you. Or let's put some type of schedule together. It don't have to be like something robotic, you know what I'm saying? But okay, let's see if we can put some things together, and hopefully they're doing some things to cheer you up as well during the process. Now, as far as having kids and stuff, I don't have any, but me personally, this is how I'm approaching it. When I have the systems in place, I have some in place, and I know for a fact I can go to sleep tomorrow, and I know my business is going to make a certain amount of money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, my goal is 6 figures a month with my business. I'm not there yet. When I have the systems in place, it's almost like you go to Chick-fil-A. You know what's the expectation when you go to Chick-fil-A. Right. Boom, 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 you out. Right. When my business gets to that point, then I can think about having kids. Because now I can remove myself from the business and put somebody else there full time. You know what I'm saying? All of that, working all of that. And now I'm overlooking the business. And now I can have, because me, and maybe this is just me, if I have a wife, I don't want to be, hopefully I can get off work and we can go out to eat for your birthday. No, we taking the whole month off, we taking the whole week off, because I built the company to be in a position to free myself up to do that.
Right.
I'm saying, like right now, this is a perfect example with the COVID thing going on. I'm happy I don't have any kids during this, but if I was a business owner, I would make sure my business is running properly to the point where if I have to be at home with my kids and pay a tutor to come tutor them or whatever, if I got to school them, I will. But I'm going to make sure my business is doing what it needs to do first. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So before you go off and start having kids and really getting deep like that, I feel like your business should be running. It should be a machine. You know what I mean? You should know. you should know for a fact your business going to at least make 10 grand a month.
Well, here's one of the reasons why I ask that is because a lot of times I hear when it comes to married couples, you can only go so far by yourself. And then once you find that person that is your equal or you feel like is your partner, they're going to help take you to the next level, which is why I ask, because it's like, how far do you think you can go by yourself without understanding that you might need some support or some help? And I'm not saying you can't do it by yourself. I'm saying that there's a lot of what I guess makes us who we are when it comes to our soulmates or our partners. Because say you're really good with physical fitness, you're really good with managing money, you're really good with business, but there are other things that you are not good at that she could be good with. So like that's why I asked that question as to, okay, so when would it be appropriate for you to say, okay, now I feel like I need someone here for this? Because most times we feel like we're 100% like, I could do this by myself. I don't need nobody. I'm going to take it to the top. And if I meet somebody, that's what it is. But if not, I'm taking it to the top. And sometimes people get to a place to where they feel, okay, I've made it. But then you start seeing people trickle back because of whatever the case may be. Like I've seen it in entertainment. I've seen it in so many different scenarios. It's like, man, but they was like right there. And then it just went down some, and then they try to get it back, and then it goes back. It's like you have to have, it's almost like you have to have that person to either motivate you, support you, help you or whatever, or even have that second ear to where if there's something that you're thinking about, or move that you're making, you need it to be, you need someone to bounce it off of or to help you make a decision. Like, I just feel like those things are also important to consider when it comes to, if you feel like you can do it yourself, that's cool. But when it comes to the true power of what we can do as a partnership, then I think it's a bigger cash cow, if you will. It's like, oh, we can really make these millions because now we got like two geniuses together. We got like, all of this greatness with us. So I don't know, but that's kind of where that question came from.
So I think, again, you want to make sure, at least, I would say, if you don't have the whole thing systematized, make sure your business is profitable. Because if that is the magic, if that is the Mr. Right, or if that is the magic woman, you're going to want to court her or him appropriately, right? Your business is profitable, meaning, and even before that, make sure your finances are in order before you are dating somebody. Like, make sure you have your savings good to go. Make sure you have, your business is profitable. Make sure you have your personal finances in order and things like that before you really go out here courting the person. Because if I'm me running a business and being interested in courting you, I'm coming correct because I don't have time to play games. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have time to just the same old. It's gonna be like, okay, I know what I bring to the table, so I'm trying to see what you got going. And if I see potential in you, that damn, okay, she popping. Not from a look standpoint, but from a what she brings to the table standpoint. Okay, let me step correct. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But at the same time, make sure your business is profitable, because you can be dating and courting, but if your business is not profitable, right? Because at the end of the day, bro, your bills have to be paid.
Exactly, and that's the main thing. Is okay, understanding that profits have to come in before you can really be serious with somebody. Like, why? I think that's where a lot of times my hiccups came into, where men appeared to be at a certain place, and then it's like I'm trying to rescue them because they're not where they need to be. And it's like, oh, now it's like too late. I already like you. So now I gotta help you. Now I gotta try to support you. And it's like, I don't want to do that no more. I want to keep going through those cycles. Like, why? Like, okay, but how can you tell if somebody's business is profitable if it's not like in writing? Like, you really can't tell without them, because people spend money like all get out. Like they'll whatever to try to impress you. They'll do things, and then it's like sooner or later it all come crashing, and it's like, well, I mean,
again, it's a risk. Number one, it's a risk. It's no concrete way to tell, but some indicators to me is how do they talk about money? How do they feel when you talk about money? Do they enjoy talking about money and credit and finances and things like that? Like what
okay, that's definitely key. That's definitely
on. When you start talking about stuff like that with a person who don't have that together, they start to get like, how can I say? They start to get like apprehensive, if you will, or they're like, okay, can we talk about something else, or you know what I mean? Like, it's
I had one to do that, but the other ones, they was still acting like it was like okay. Like I've had one to really get like, oh, we gotta go there, and it's like, yeah, we going. Like, what do you mean? But others, it was still like, no, we good, we good, and it's like, oh, now your car's repossessed, or
right.
I don't know, but
this is one thing I learned. It's just me reading and stuff. The people who really have it, they don't really show it like that. It's some that do, but a lot of people that really have it and they're secure with who they are, they don't really show it like that. Like it'd be like, okay.
Yeah, I've noticed that lately.
That's really the secret. That's really the secret. And people overlook that. Like, okay, the person who really got the bag, more than likely, they work very hard to get the bag. So they're not going to trick the bag off like they're doing stupid stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I think a lot of people are like, oh, that guy might be cheap. No, he might be smart with his money. He might be sitting on the bankroll, but he's trying to see if you worth it or not yet. Or he might just be like, okay, I'm not going to make that investment because I got something going with my business. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's true. Okay. So, well, that looks like all the time we have. But thank you so much. This conversation was good. Like, yeah, we might have to do a part 2. Yeah, we definitely have to do a part 2. Yeah, thank you again. Let the people know where they can find you and a little bit about your business.
Yeah, listen, we are a real estate investing company here in Metro Atlanta and Columbia, South Carolina. Basically, we find off-market properties. We buy them and we turn around and sell them to end investors who are looking to add value to the property, such as fix the roof and all that good stuff. The fix and flip guys and gals, if you will. You can find me on Instagram at realestate.robinson. Again, realestate.robinson. I'm usually on there. You can find me on Twitter as well as _ bet on yourself. As you can see on the shirt here, bet on yourself. Basically, what that means to me is be confident in who you are and live your life to be the best version of you, man. Whatever that may be. So again, thank you for the opportunity. Great show, man. I love everything you're doing. I love to see the growth in you, man. Proud of all your products and all the success.
All right, thank you.
No problem. All right.
Good night.
Good night.